to celebrate Lonnie Lee's 60th birthday. Is that right, Suzanne? Just shave 10 off it. I'm certainly not going to speak as long as Rob Oakeshott did yesterday.
Oh, thank God.
Hey, how good was that as a speech? Was that a good long speech?
It was pathetic.
Ended up with the wrong result at the end of 22 minutes. Anyway, that's a political point. I started playing Lonnie Lee records on the radio back in 1959, which is when Lonnie Lee started presenting records to the radio. So I think I'm a little equipped to be here tonight to say just a few words, and they will be a few words on Lonnie Lee's behalf, and we wish him a very happy 70th birthday. I think it's fabulous that all of you have turned up tonight to be with Lonnie and the lads and his wife to celebrate a rather momentous occasion in anybody's life. God, strike your notes. We're all getting old, aren't we? Lonnie is 70 in a few days' time. Bob Rogers is in his 80s, and of course Bob would be one of the first to have played a Lonnie Lee record ever. Laws is 75. I'm 68. We're all getting very old, aren't we? Apart from some of the people in the room who are not in the least bit old and are having a bit of a snigger. I noticed, however, when I went to a recent Lonnie Lee concert, that there really were, and I mean it quite genuinely, a lot of very young people in the audience. So music, good music, that is, transcends all ages. It doesn't matter what age you are. When you're presenting music, if you're presenting good music and being a very good entertainer, you will entertain people of all demographics, which is what Lonnie Lee does. I'd have to say that Lonnie Lee is one of the most professional guys in the business. I mean, you have to be professional, of course, to survive for 54 years, but I mean, he's a singer, he's a songwriter, he writes books. He's diverse from his normal show. I mean, after 54 years, you'd think, and a lot of people do it, a lot of entertainers do it, they still get out on stage 45, 50, whatever years later on, and they present their hit songs that they were doing all those years ago. Well, Lonnie certainly sings those songs because the audience want to hear them, but he diversifies. He does a Johnny Ray show, which is absolutely fantastic, and we saw, who's seen the Johnny Ray show that Lonnie Lee does? Yeah, it's brilliant. Because he obviously thought that Johnny Ray was the Ants Pants, and he gets on and does a Johnny Ray show, and he sings all of Johnny's songs, and he comes back in the second half and does his own shows. I believe, and I've not seen it, that he does an Elvis show. What's the show called? Elvis? Hillbilly Cat. Fantastic name. If you want to see that show, and I might go along myself this coming Saturday night at the Blacktown Workers Club, he'll be doing his Elvis Hillbilly Cat show. I know he's going out on a cruise, and who wouldn't want to be on this cruise called Blue Suede Cruise, along with a lot of other rockers. They will be on the beautiful Rhapsody of the Seas, and that leaves in November. Imagine being on the high seas with Lonnie Lee and all that great music and a few of the other guys along the way. As I say on the website, there are photographs. The website's just the best website I've ever seen for an entertainer, and I mean that from the heart. Photographs of here and way back in the past. It gives you the tour dates about where he's going to be performing, etc., etc., etc. He worked at 2GB when he left work, and I know he's just not here at the moment, so he may not hear me, because he must have worked for exactly the same person I worked for. I worked for Pat Halliday at 2GB as an office boy in 1958. So I bet pounds to peanuts that Lonnie Lee worked for Pat Halliday as an office boy, probably a couple of years earlier to that. His start in show business was in 1956 on the iconic Alan Tui Amateur Hour, and he received invitations from various hotels because they liked what they heard on the amateur hour. They said, well, come and sing for us. So he was receiving money like £1.10 to do 1 or 2 hour shows. That's really not all that much bad money, actually, for 55, 56. The first record was Ain't It So, and that was 1959. It was written in collaboration with the iconic Johnny O'Keefe. Lonnie Lee had 8 national #1 hit records. There was Starlight, Star Bright, there was Yes Indeed I Do, there was Defenseless, and my absolute favourite, I don't know whether you agree or not one of the biggest hit records for Lonnie. It was a #1, however, When the Bells Stop Ringing. I think it's just what a good song is that, and I can't wait to play it every time I get an opportunity on the radio. He was on Bandstand a lot, he was on 6 O'Clock Rock a lot, he was on television almost non-stop, because he was it in those years. Then he did the stadium shows, of course, on that revolving stage, and appeared with some of the biggest names in show business who came out from the United States, who more often than not, of course, were upstaged by the locals, the Deltones and Lonnie Lee and Johnny O'Keefe, all upstaged the people like Ricky Nelson, etc., and Paul Anka, etc., etc. I wish Lawsy was here tonight, because Lonnie, I read, actually was given the golden microphone in 1961, which was around about 30 years before Lawsy got himself a golden microphone. So, see, first again, Lonnie. I'm actually having lunch with John Laws and Tim Webster and Steve Lehman and a few other people tomorrow, so I'll make sure that I drop that little hint in that you weren't first with the golden microphone, old mate. He lived in the United States from 1971 to 1984, and during that time performed all over the United States, based mainly in Nashville, Tennessee, but did live in a number of other parts of the United States. And during this time, I think Lonnie would tell you that one of the highlights that he had was a friendship that he formed with Roy Orbison, the Big O, and he wrote a number of songs along with Roy Orbison. He also wrote along the way for Cher, for Glenn Campbell, and many other rather big names. I know Lonnie Lee is very frustrated at the lack of airplay that he receives today. Some music directors and program directors really wouldn't know a good song, honestly, if it popped up in their Wheaties. Quite honestly, they wouldn't. Can't You See It in My Eyes was written by the guy who wrote the rock and roll classic Rip It Up. He also wrote Good Golly Miss Molly. He also wrote Starlight Starbright for Lonnie Lee. And he wrote this song, I think Lonnie recorded about 5 years ago. Is that right? Can't You See It in My Eyes? And I thought that's just one of the prettiest songs that I ever heard. And if music directors knew their stuff, they would have put it on the radio. Any radio station in Australia that played popular music, they should have played that and some of the hit banging stuff that they do play, and it would have been a big hit record. As it was, of course, it's one of the songs that Lonnie's fans ask for every time he's on stage. He performs constantly. He's just done Tasmania. He'll be, as I say, at the Blacktown RSL this coming Saturday night. Go and see him at Tamworth if you haven't. He's there at the Tamworth Country Music Festival every January, and he's an absolute knockout. In this most cutthroat of businesses, Lonnie Lee has survived, but not only survived, he has absolutely flourished, constantly in demand, and I think it's testimony to the kind of person that he is, and certainly to the entertainer that he is, that he will very shortly be 70 years of age. He doesn't look it. I don't know what it is that he's on, but I'm going to get some of it, I can tell you. 70 years of age, 54 years continuously in the entertainment industry, and there are not too many people who can say that for sure. So let's have a round of applause for the man, Lonnie Lee. Happy birthday, Lonnie, and now here's the Lee Men.
Well, we have a little introduction for Lonnie, but I thought just before we do that, I should say something that I first met Lonnie in 1958, and even then I thought there was something special about Lonnie. But there's something special. It wasn't that he was he's singing or anything, but he was one of the few singers that actually did sing in tune in those days. So wasn't his singing, wasn't his good looks, wasn't his guitar playing. The something special was actually his sister. She was so special that I married her. So we have a sort of a bit of a bond there. So you're probably wondering which one's Lonnie Lee. It's not this guy. Not that guy. If you give it a 1, 2, 3. Look at Mr. Lee. 3, 4, 5. Look at him and jive. Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. Oh, Mr. Lee, Mr. Lonnie Lee.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the man you've all been waiting for, Mr. Lonnie Lee. Embarrassing to follow
know this waiting for the man way down on the street. I'll keep waiting until the day you come back to me. Alright, stop. Yeah. Won't you hear my plea? Bring back my baby back home to me. Bring back my baby back home to me. Well, firstly, I'd like to say thank you so much for coming along, Hoden, here tonight to this little get-together. I'm so glad that you were able to make it. And it's good to see different evolutions of bands. Everybody else out there, it's wonderful. I hope you're going to enjoy what maybe you've seen 100 times. Already you told me you can sing that last little bit. A little bit embarrassed with John saying all those things. Not too much the recipient of all that stuff. Just doing what I love to do. Oh, one last kiss, baby, one last kiss. It never felt like this, baby, not like this. You know I need your love. Whoa, oh, oh, give me one last kiss. One last kiss. Oh, one more time. Baby, one more time. You make me feel so fine, baby, feel so fine. You know I need your love. Whoa, oh, oh, give me one last kiss. One last kiss. All that is right, one last kiss. Don't let me go like this. Baby, I need you so. What if I have to go? Just give me one last kiss. One last kiss. Oh, baby, one last kiss. It never felt like this, baby, not like this. You know I need your love. Whoa, oh, oh, give me one last kiss. One last kiss. Well, I'm defenseless, I guess your lips, the way they smile, the way they kiss. Defenseless, against your arms, the way they hold so nice and warm. Well, it's useless to fighting it. I know that I can't win, but I don't care, little girl. Just let the battle begin. Yeah, defenseless against your arms, the way they blow like hypnotized. Defenseless, but I don't care. Just so I know you're mine, my dear. Defenseless, 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 Oh, thank you. That's going back a little bit. And as John was saying, that's right. John Mariscalco, who wrote Starlight, Star Bright, Ready Teddy, Rip It Up, The Golly Miss Molly, You Send Me, and a whole bunch of other good old rock and roll songs. We're still in communication with him. And just recently we were in Los Angeles and went to see him. And I was really quite frivolous by saying, I guess there's you don't have any songs that nobody's recorded, thinking, of course, all the songs will be taken unless they were rotten. And he said, yeah, I got 3 songs, so I'm thinking, well, maybe they are rotten. So I said, okay, I'd like to play them. And he's not a man of the IT age. He's still with the old cassettes and all that sort of stuff. So he played this cassette to me, and I heard the first song, and I thought, oh, far out. And I said, this hasn't been recorded before? And he said, no. I said, oh, wow, okay. Then he played the other 2, and they were tremendous as well. But I said, do you mind if I record? He said, no, that's what it's for. And so I went to Nashville and with some tremendous musicians, Bob Babbitt from the Funk Brothers, who did all the Motown
stuff, and Ed Green, who was with Santana for 26 years and played on just so many records around the place. Bird from the Alabama rhythm section. So there's, I mean, just incredible musos that were on there. And anyway, I came back here, and with Tony Berkey's, my guitar player, then he came back and we put some little funky little things on the thing, released it, and fortunately I got play on 2CH, beautiful 2CH, who looks after us, and 2GB, 3MP I think it was, and 4BH, but most of the stations, that's right, Mix and, you know, all those state WS, whatever. Unless you're 28 and beautiful, they're not interested. I miss out on both of those counts, of course, and a few others. So I didn't get any play, which is a shame. But it's a beautiful song, and here it's called Can't You See It in My Eyes.
Ask me, did my love hurt me? Can't you tell by the tears in my eyes? Can't you hear in the way that my voice shakes? Can't you see it in my eyes? You ask me, do I still remember still you ask me, do I love her? After all that's said and done, she's still the one. Can't you hear it in the way that my voice shakes? Can't you see it in my eyes? Still you ask me, do I love her? After all that's said and done, she's still the one. Can't you hear it in the way that my voice shakes? Can't you see it in my eyes? Can't you hear it in my voice? Can't you see it in my eyes?
Thank you. Pretty song, isn't it? In 2006, I was reminded that it was 50 years since I got on this side of the microphone, and an associate suggested that maybe I should make a CD of all the songs that I used to sing at the time. And of course I put out so many CDs that I really didn't particularly want to just do a whole bunch of covers like that, so I thought about it for a while, and I thought, well, maybe I can see if I can sit down and write a bunch of little rockabilly type songs, raw country rockabilly stuff. So I did. I sat down, and fortunately I was able to write a few. They're all story songs. The album's called Northwest Mail, which is a train that I used to catch from boarding school back to the country, and it's a story in that. But another one of the story songs is this, and it's appropriately called "It Takes Me Back." 1, 2, 3.
Well, it takes me back, way back to the feel of the country air, when the summer breeze could melt the trees. I was young and didn't really care. Hotter than hell, we thought we could tell when rain was gonna come. The wind was rare, we'd sit right there, waiting for the creeks to run. And all the creeks don't run, 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 run. All the creeks don't run, 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 run. Well, it takes me back to a time when I was young, living on the plains of the great Northwest where blue skies touch the ground. My horse and me, we'd ride away just as dawn was about to break. Work hard all day, then at night I'd play my guitar till I fell asleep. Like we songs that sing, 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 sing. Like we sing, 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 sing. Well, it takes me back, way back when I hit for the city lights. Guitar music was in my brain, the only thing I liked. Me and my little combo, rockin' all the way. The TV shows would go to his hit, we were making hay. All the fans we'd sing, 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 sing. Rockabilly sing, 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 sing. Well, it takes me back, way back when cold was watching drag. Grass was what the sheep ate, and respect was placed on facts. Everyone spoke English, and cabbies knew the way. And you could trust your local tradesman to really earn his pay. But it's all but gone, 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 gone. And it's all but gone, 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 well, it takes me back, way back when the water run to the bridge. Good and bad, sweet and sad, it's the life I really live. But through it all, I'm a country boy, and I love the countryside. If I had my way, I'd be there today, waiting for the creeks to run. But the creeks don't run, 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 run. No, the creeks don't run, 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 run. It's all gone, 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 gone. It's all gone, 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 gone. Yeah, it's all but gone. Re-election, it gets worse. Okay. When I started out at, my idols were Frankie Lane and Nat King Cole and all those wonderful singers, Al Hibbler and all the girl singers, Teresa Brewer and K-Star, all that wonderful lot from the early and the mid-50s, all of melodious stuff, where they all sounded different. You know, you listen to somebody and God knows you knew exactly who it was, whereas unfortunately today everyone has got to sound the same, otherwise radio doesn't play it. But that's a shame. But it was Johnny Ray who actually was the one that did it to me. Absolutely just brained me. Just could not believe the phrasing and the emotion that he put into his songs. And as John had said, I overheard him saying that we've got a show out there called Cry, which is a Johnny Ray show. 26 songs I do with a big band and all. And it's just so much fun for me. It just takes me right back. But I'm going to do for you that song, which happens to be the most important song and the most popular song prior to rock and roll. If your sweetheart sends a letter of goodbye, it's no secret you'll feel better if you cry. When we're waking from a bad dream, don't you sometimes think it's real? But it's only false emotions that you feel. If your heartaches seem to hang around,
but he did it much slower than that, of course. But still, it was very exciting back then. But I turned it into a little bit of a rockabilly song. Johnny Ray, great. Well, you know, a lot of people, everybody here is so young, and I guess most of you weren't around during the original rock and roll era. So I'll just make it plain that in that time, the songs like Ready Teddy and Rip It Up, Blue Suede Shoes, Tutti Frutti, all those screaming magic songs, they didn't get to number one on the radio. In fact, most of the time they didn't get played because they were considered much too raunchy, much too sexy, and too loud. So the only time we heard them was when we played them at the dances and at the theatres and the tours and all that stuff. Most of the songs that actually did get to number one were in the top 10, and songs that like Johnny Kerr used to play and the different guys around, Lawsy and whatever, they were sort of passing songs and the rockabilly type songs. I've got 3 of them here for you now, and I hope that you enjoy them. You more than likely will remember them, hopefully. How's the food? Good? Just nice food in it. Anyone else here eat? Nice food in it. See, I'm a vegetarian, and as you of course are, you know, and they have beautiful stuff for even us. And sometimes that's really a hard go, you know. Okay. Did you notice something? That we're all yes, and I guess you fit in. We're all got stripes. Look, we said just wear anything tonight, because usually we've got, you know, we're uniformed and all. And he's a stripe, and he's a stripe, I'm a stripe. It's like we just got out of jail. He's a stripe.
I didn't get the call.
He just got out of jail.
I didn't get the call.
Yeah, he's got the ankle bracelet on. Okay, here we go. 2, 3, 4.
Father's love will never fade away. Will never fade Clean up your lips and roll and comb your tinted hair. Play
needs some company. It's hard to love a man whose legs are bent paralyzed. And the looks and the needs of a woman your age will be realized. But it won't be long, I heard her say, until I'm not around. Don't take your love to town. She's leaving now, 'cause I just heard the slamming of the door. Just like I know I heard it slam 100 times. If I could move, I'd get my gun, put her around the ground. Don't take your love to town. Don't take your love to town. For God's sakes, turn around. Let's think about living. Think about living. Think about love. Think about love. Think about a woman and a hopping and a bobbing and a loving and a loving. Let's think about life. With this first place, think about living. Let's think about love. Think about life. We lost Almighty Robbins down in El Paso a little while back. And now Miss Patty Page, or one of them, is wearing black. Kathy's clown has gone and fell. Well, we feel like if they couldn't die. If we keep on losing our singers like that, I'll be the only one we can buy. Think about living. Think about living. Think about love. Think about that. Think about a woman and a hopping and a bobbing and a loving and a loving. Let's forget about why I'm crying and shit about love. Love with us with the night. Think about living. Think about living. Think about life. Let's think about living. Think about living. Think about love. Think about a woman and a hopping and a bobbing and a loving and a loving. Let's forget about why I'm crying and shit about love. Love with us with the night. Think about living. Think about living. Let's think about life. Let's think about living. Let's think about life. Let's think about living. Let's think about life. Thank you. Well, they're all songs that got to number one. And once again, if you rolled enough, you in 1959, you could have been on a Saturday night around 6 o'clock sitting in front of a black and white television set, which was rather unique back in those times. But from 59 through to 62, there was a fantastic show on Australia's first live music rock and roll television show, and it was called 6 O'Clock Rock. That's right. You hear the big band down, 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 down. Well, come on everybody, it's 6 o'clock. Come on everybody, it's time to rock. Well, it's time. Let's rock. for you. You know, you may recognize these, so let's hear your gorgeous voices here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't care if the sun don't shine. I get my love with me time when I'm with my baby. I don't care if it's rain and snow. I drive in scuzzy when the lights are low. With my baby, that's when we're gonna kiss, we're gonna kiss some more. Who cares how many times we kiss at a time like this? Who keeps score? I don't care if the sun don't shine. I got my love with me. There's one thing left
Broken down, so what? Move and rock and roll, so what? Professionals, we've got a house full of professionals here. Who recorded some of those songs? Eddie Cochran. Johnny Cash. Brian Burnett.
Bobby Darren.
No, not Bobby Darren.
Come on!
Yeah, Bob Lumen, yeah.
Which one?
Marty Robbins.
Marty Robbins. He's a pro, he's a DJ. You're missing out one.
Elvis Presley.
Ah! God, she got it. Elvis Presley, that's right. Ever, well, they're pros. And I say that in the nicest way, being pro in the nicest manner.
Inside information.
That's right, we just came from Tasmania, so my God, what a difference.
You say that twice?
That was a lovely place down there. We just did a tour of the north part. We did Wynyard, beautiful old heritage theatre in Wynyard. We did a very new place in Launceston called the Boathouse. Very brand new, sort of like this. And what else did we do? The Blues Hotel in Forth. And in fact, it was really strange because we were in Forth on the 5th. That's true. And we found out later on, they told us in the morning, and they showed us a book. And they said, have a look at the book, look at the pictures. And we looked at the book, and they said, look in the window, in this picture of the pub. And there was someone in there. I said, yeah, well, who's that? He says, it's a ghost. He said, you're kidding? I said, yeah, it's a ghost. She, whatever her name is was the ghost. And said, did you realise there's a ghost in the room that you were in last night? I said, you're joking. He said, no, there was a guy shot in the room, and he walks around there and haunts the place. So he didn't. I guess we were so tired that we didn't see him or didn't hear him, or he was well behaved, one or the other. Yeah, so that's our ghost story. Did you guys see a ghost story? There was a ghost in the audience. Huh? These inside jokes. Okay, here's while all those songs that I just did were being sung, I was lucky enough to be having quite a few hits of myself, and this was one of them. I found a new love. She is a true love. I found a new love to last me all of my life. I found an old love. She was cold love, and I found a new love to last me all of my life. No more blues, no more fears, no more loneliness, no more tears.
love. She is a true love. I found a new love to last me all of my last, me all of my last, me all of my life. Oh, thank you so much. Well, I'd like to thank you for coming along here again. I hope you enjoyed yourself so far, and keep on milling around and mixing around, because most of the people, I guess, you know, wonderful to have my family here and my dear friends and people that I haven't met for before. Nice to meet you here, and for coming along here. I do really appreciate it. I'd like to introduce you to the guys in the band who happen to be my friends, as indeed all my musicians are. Otherwise, we don't have them, because I've been around so long that if you're not happy off stage, there's no way in together. There's no way in the world that you're going to be happy on stage. And so that, of course, is a bit like a marriage, isn't it? You know, not happy in the kitchen, forget the bedroom. Exactly, yes.
Separate rooms, I have.
Separate rooms, absolutely, separate kitchens. Okay, once again, I'll introduce them to you, all striped as they are. Ladies and gentlemen, with his wonderful little pink guitar, let's hear it for Brian. It's your fan club over there, Brian.
Well, none.
Oh, you bought Mum. Now, you know, I guess the guys have gotten sick of this, because, you know, once you start telling stories and that all the time, you're doing show after show after show, and of course the same stories come out, and it gets a bit old after a while, you know. But I've got to tell them tonight, because you guys are all friends. I was touring New Zealand in 1962, and I went down to a place right at the very bottom of New Zealand. It's called Invercargill. It's a beautiful place, but very, very cold, especially in wintertime, just always cold. It's the second lowest city in the world, you know, as far as close to the Antarctic. And it was there, and I was doing a tour there. It was one of the places, and we'd set up and done the sound check and all that stuff, and off we went to a milk bar or a hotel or whatever to go have something to eat. And I came back, and as I was getting close to the dressing room, I heard a guitar playing. It was quite nice too, actually, but as I was getting closer and closer, and I walked inside there, and then it was my guitar being played in my dressing room, right? I think, oh, you know, what's this? And I saw this young schoolboy with a school hat on, and I said, how did you get in here? Who are you? You can't play, just walk into dressing rooms. And he said, oh, I'm really sorry, sir. You know, I just love guitar, and I heard that you were here, and just like to play the guitar. Really sorry, sir, and all that. Then, years later, 40 odd years later, I meet this wonderful man, and he tells me that story, and that's our dear Brian. And it's good. Yeah, he was a lovely little boy then. He called me sir. I don't know how he had spelt that, actually. C-U-R. C-U-R. I thought that might have been. Oh my God.
Is he going to blow down for this?
Thank you so much. How embarrassing. Look at these little cakes here, shaped like a vinyl record. Isn't that cool? They don't have the song or the publisher on it.
No royalties. No royalties for you.
No royalties on that one, yeah. Okay, and this is a wonderful bass player. He's a choral master as well. He is into all the choral and not the Great Barrier Reef sort of choral, but the singing sort of choral. And we saw him. He was in the big orchestra for Bocelli. And when we went to see Bocelli, and he's number 99 in the 100 choir, it was just absolutely amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, Alan. You got a fan club here too? Oh, God. And over here we have our dear friend that's been was with us for many, many, many years, and it's wonderful to see him. He plays with the Deltones a lot as well, so you may have seen him there as well on keyboards. Let's hear it for Peter. And last but certainly not least, he's already told you, I heard, that we met when he was 14, and he ended up marrying my sister. And of course we've been close friends ever since. He's an author. He's written books about the industry, the music industry, and one just recently, quite recently, as a matter of fact. Ladies and gentlemen, Leon. Christ, they're all younger than me. Jeez.
Yes, indeed I do.
Okay, here we go. There's another one I was lucky enough to take to the top.
1, 2, 3, 4. Do I need your tender kiss? Yes, indeed I do. Do I realize what I miss? Yes, indeed I do. Do I cry till I cry over you? Yes, indeed I do. Just to have one more night with you. Do I miss crazy touch? Yes, indeed I do. Do I need your love so much? Yes, indeed I do. Well, now must I be in misery till the day you come back to me. Will I yearn till I learn just how true love can really be? Whoa. Yes, indeed I do. Yes, indeed I do. Well, now do I cry? Yeah, till I die. Over you. Yes, indeed I do. Would I trade all of me just to have one more night with you? Yes, indeed I do. Yes, indeed I do. One more time. Yes, indeed I do. Thank you so much. Once again, I do appreciate you coming by here. Just relax and do your stuff, and I'll see you as I walk around. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.